The cost of convenience, young one, to have the darkness behind you is to have the power of the sun itself shining over your shoulder. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Yes, indeed, darkness behind me, so I don't just blend into the beige of the walls. Both my hair and my skin. Yay! It is bright and sunny and warm outside. I'm gonna go Walkies, and I'm gonna be going out wearing just this short sleeve shirt and this inner shirt. It might even be too warm for all that. It's gonna get around 60, so who knows? I might be cold, but I heat up quickly. Yay! But it's a nice day out there. If it's pretty dry, and so thumbs up on that. Definitely a good thing. On the not good things front, though, I have talked about how the past couple days, at the end of the day, it hurts so much right through here, like I've been smacked with a sledgehammer. Well, now I'm starting my day like that. It is like that. It hurts to lift it and use it, so not everything. I mean, I can do this, just moving that up there, oh boy, and stuff, so that's great. Nerve compression for the win. And I don't know why they want to just do a nerve conductivity test on this side when both sides are bad and I need surgery. It's like, okay, obviously the nerves go through or I wouldn't be not able to do this. And if any issues are because of the bone growing around there. Why do we have to do the nerve conductivity? But I don't know. But this is happening so quickly to the point that I'm not going to be able to be using my mouse up on my tabletop here soon. My quality of life is just yay. And I want them to hurry up. Not that I'm in any great rush to have my spine hacked into. I mean, I don't know how they're going to be able to get in there and cut the bone around the nerve so that my nerve has room without damaging the nerve. And how did they do that to the bone in the first place? So I don't know how they do that. And then the part where it's growing around my spinal cord, I mean, they got to get that cleared out. How did they do that without destroying everything? Obviously it can be done, but still, life is fun. I can use my arms. They just hurt. I can use them, but they hurt. You know, but even though they hurt, it's not this that's actually hurting. Which is so weird that it hurts. Oh, this aches like I've been smacked, but no, it's up here that's causing the sensation of injury here. It's bizarre, but that's the way it is too. So thumbs up on that. I have some other stuff written down here. Like, oh, I don't have many parts of it, but I'm going to talk about this one. I can't remember when I got it because ADHD, Squirrel, and so great, but I got in this game. It's Minotaur. That's hard to read because it's written in a labyrinth, but you're going through a labyrinth trying to escape and not be killed by the Minotaur. And if you play solo or with two people, it plays on a 3x3 card grid, 9 cards. But it acts kind of like a video game in that if you have nobody on this line and you want to move off this edge, you move over here. So another row of cards goes down, but this row comes up. So it stays just a 9 grid series for the labyrinth. And if you go back that way, well, it's a magical labyrinth, so you put down new cards. And so you can there's the start, you move away from it, you come back, it's all gone. But you play as 2 characters if you're playing solo, and you're trying to find 2 pieces of a medallion so that you can get out of the maze. And the Minotaur's tough, and there's traps, and combat is actually kind of ingenious for a little game in this fashion. You start off with 20 hit points. You roll 2d, however many dice your skill or attack uses, add up its number, then you draw a card to see how strong the monster is. That way you can thoroughly randomize things. If you're going up against just a normal skeleton, you draw a monster strength card at random, and it's going to have a strength and hit points and all that for the monster on it. And so you draw a different card for each monster. 3 different monsters in that card, 3 different cards for the 3 different strengths, all of them randomized. It's great when games that are analog can come up with randomization methods that don't require a huge amount of work and stuff, and that's very, very cool. Which, as a really quick aside, I can't remember his name, Jason Glover, I think, of Grey Gnome Games. He's got the new game Tin Realm that's coming out. It uses the same... He started off with the game method of, with Iron Helm, having 2 sides on a card. And you draw one card, and then you can either choose to do the first half of the card or do the second half of the card. If you choose not to do this half, you have to do this half. And then in Tin Helm, you draw 2 cards, and this one card the next card determines the randomness of what's called for on this card. So you have endless randomness, and there's a Tin Realm, which is after you escape from the place in Tin Helm. In Tin Realm, you're then using that same randomization method, going in overland adventure type stuff. That has a bit of spice there. I was eating some rice earlier, and now that I had a bit of spice caught in my dentures there that was coming loose. Yay! I thought I'd gotten them all cleaned out, but apparently I didn't. So anyway though, yeah, you've got either, if you play solo, you got 2 characters, otherwise you're just 1. You draw your various cards. There's 2 parts of an amulet you're supposed to get. The Minotaur is a beast. You roll your dice, add them up. If you get over the number of the monster takes that much damage. If you fail, you take as much damage as you failed by. And you start off with 20 hit points, so you start chiseling down, and you're going through traps and monsters trying to find the pieces of the amulet. And then, of course, there's harpies that fly and steal items, whichever's closest, whichever's something lying loose in the labyrinth or on your card and you carrying, they're going to fly over and try to steal it. So, very cool. A lot of randomness. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm probably going to have to watch something online, as simple as it is. And then, on another front, but talking about the whole game things, I was trying to reread the Troublesome Towns supplement for 4 Against Darkness, where I talked about before how it does the whole... They do a lot of things, and one of them was how it becomes more of an actual OSR game and not just its own thing, with the addition of the Troublesome Towns thing. But one thing that I really like, and I posted onto my community thing, so hopefully if you ever watch those things, you get that. But it's talking again about how you can't play the games wrong. Even if you cheat, even if you forget rules, you're not playing it wrong because it's yours. You can't play the game wrong. It's your game. Once you have it, it's yours. People talk about ADHD, Squirrel, about now how Gary Gygax, way back in the 70s and such, it's like it was made up to be homebrewed rules for people to do their homebrew stuff. No, it wasn't. Way back when? No, Gary Gygax rules were determined to be the law. You weren't supposed to homebrew those things. You weren't supposed to touch them because each of the rules that were put down into the player's handbooks and the DM guide were considered to be Play tested to the max and balanced, and if you homebrewed anything, you would ruin it. If you want to do anything at all with the official not Wizards of the Coast, but TSR and Gen Con and anything that had anything to do with Dungeons and Dragons back then, you didn't dare touch those rules, because those were Gary Gygax's rules, and they did not like homebrewing. Now, I like the fact that they like you to homebrew. So many games out there now that say the first couple pages is these are your rules. You bought this, it's yours. Play with it. Do what you want. This is your game now. So yeah, I'm glad that Ganesha Games will do that. But, of course, to bring this on to another subject along the same lines, I'm glad that they do say, it's your game, do that, home brewing is nice, but then they give you the full system, instead of, once again, Gunpowder Games with Bag of Dungeon, a game I still like, but they really just half-ass the rules because, let the players homebrew it. But thumbs up for that. What else do I have on my list? Not much else. Just, this one's actually funny. It's healed up now. Not healed up, but it stopped bleeding last night. I was out Walkies, and it wasn't raining. I had gone out after it had stopped raining, but there was mist in the air. The kind of thing where if you don't have an umbrella to catch the mist as you walk, you get damp. You're not wet. But if you run your hand through your hair, your hand is damp. You're damp. Except if you hold an umbrella, your umbrella's damp. You're not. So I was carrying my umbrella, and at one point it stopped being damp, so I got it all put together, and I ran my hand over some of the parts in the umbrella parts, and then later on I was holding it again, and then the handle was feeling a little bit tacky, but it's cheap rubber, and cheap rubber can do that. Too much heat from body heat, skin oils, it'll break down. It can feel tacky for various reasons. It was like that, and I'm like, not a big deal. Got up to Walmart, took a look at my hand, and yeah, it was tacky because I'd been bleeding all over the handle. I had cut my fingers and I was bleeding. And so I had to hold a tissue up against that until I got back here, because every time I stopped, blood everywhere. Minor thing, because it's right there on the joint, thin skin, blood vessels. Yay! And so it was funny. I mean, I've had that happen throughout time, and I'm quite sure that you have as well, where you cut yourself, you don't realize it until you notice that you're bleeding all over everything. And yeah, it does happen. So thumbs up for that. Past that, I am just trying to survive. One of the big problems that I have with all of my various issues and being basically unmedicated for my ADHD is the time blindness. I would like to get a lot of stuff done. Back when I was medicated on Ritalin, a full day took a day. 8 hours took 8 hours to pass. A second took a second. I'm basically unmedicated with only Wellbutrin and guanfacine. Wellbutrin sort of for the mental effects of ADHD. It's an antidepressant with an off-label use. Guanfacine is a blood pressure med with the side effect if it takes care of some of the physical effects, bouncing your leg, of ADHD. I am basically untreated in this fashion. Now I can't even remember what I was talking about now, just because of the whole ADHD thing. I know I was talking about being unmedicated. I love ADHD. I sure wish I could remember why I was talking about it, but yeah. I think it was about just trying to get things done and stuff, but I'm gonna have to just keep going on with the way things are. Try to remember, pick up from the shambles of what I got. I have a Fallout New Vegas video to finish editing. I have my Color Out of Space, there we are, reading to start editing. It had something to do with my executive function and dysfunction issues, maybe. That's all I can vaguely remember. But I got all of that editing to do that I want to get done. I've got playing things that I want to get done. I've got other things that I want to get done. I'm going to go for Walkies. There are so many video games that I want to do for the channel, and I know barely anybody watches my channel any days. Anytime these days I get more than 100 views on a video, I figure I'm doing good. I got a couple now that have been over a day that haven't, and once that happens, the likelihood of them having that happen are small. But that's okay. I don't have it within me because of my ADHD to be able to even do something like start up a new channel and then try and do things. I don't think it had to do with talking about being medicated. I was thinking maybe, but because of the whole ADHD, I mean, way back when my channel was first starting and I had, the reason I have still over 200,000 subscribers was with my music reactions, but I physically could not react to music anymore, which is why I stopped doing that sort of thing. Because to let my armor down to listen to a song didn't let the music in. Everything inside poured out, and it wouldn't let the music in. I just couldn't do it. I was falling apart, and that was about the time I was really starting therapy, and things were starting to get fixed up and also shook up. When I started to do the reactions again, then, of course, I had to stop taking Ritalin because I almost had a stroke. And so, joy on that, and I have not felt good since then. And then, of course, now, with my ADHD back in full raging force where I can't even remember what I'm talking about from one moment to the next, there is just no way for me to get big projects done. Even trying to react to things, that'd be great, forgetting what I'm reacting to halfway through it. But that's why I got all those, and it's just been downhill since then. But that also has to do with the changing of YouTube, and through the years my inability to change at all to keep up. I need habit and routine, and even back when I thought, hey, maybe I can take this somewhere, I was still not able to change even as YouTube was changing. And now, if you really want to get anywhere, you gotta have professional type stuff and a lot of luck. And I don't have professional stuff. I'm all by myself. I can't think about things the way that others would do so that people would want to watch on a mass scale, nor do I have the energy to be able to do so. I mean, even at the very, very least, once again, back to spoon theory. If you, as a normal person, start off with 90 to 100 spoons, and then just getting out of bed takes like 2-3 spoons. Then eating takes a spoon. If you take a shower, that's 2 or 3 spoons. Going out and going to work, doing this, and by the end of the day, you've only got like 10 spoons left. But on a good day anymore, I've got 50 or 60 spoons. On a good day. And on a normal day, I might have anywhere from 30 to 40, and that's just the way life is. Unfortunately, one of those getting used to the inevitabilities of life thing. I mean, at the very least, I mean, chronic pain drags you down mentally, even if not physically. So, I mean, even if they had a checklist of do this, 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 I don't have it within me to do that. So I'm not happy having a channel that only a few people watch, but I'm also happy that anybody at all watches. Is this one person, Carl Smallwood of Fact Fiend, was saying, you know, even a channel that only has 50 viewers has a consistent audience of 50 viewers. That's not nothing. And while I'm not trying to influence anybody, I have continued to, even in the past couple months, gotten comments from people whom I have helped through bad times. So yeah, I'm going to keep doing this sort of stuff just for me and for other people. Thumbs up for that. And yeah, I'm going to continue trying to push through and do lots of gaming stuff. I want to do Torch in the Darkness. One of the problems with that is I'm going to have to show it with real game cards, because I don't know of a program where you can shuffle and then flip cards. And on this one, you flip cards to show where and what you're coming across in the dungeon, and then you got your dice for various challenges you have to make. Like if there's a risk it, that's a challenge you have to make. For a semi-tough boss, you might have to have a 3 times risk it, where you gotta beat that challenge 3 times to beat that boss. And if you don't, well, each time you fail it, you're reaping the negative effects of that. And the big boss of that dungeon, the mightiest king, the 9th of the undead beasties you're trying to get from all this stuff, I think it's like 5 or more successes on a risk it you have to succeed at, and there are negatives you have to take. So it's thumbs up, and I want to show that off because it's really cool. One of the things that's also interesting is your inventory is an actual physical box of X number of squares, and if you're going to carry something, you got to be able to draw it in there, and if it doesn't fit, you can't carry it. And if you've got like armor, that's in your inventory, and if you use it to take off any of your damage, you erase one of those squares of your armor until you might not have any squares left of your armor, but you got a whole bunch of inventory space left now. So yay. But the backstory of this is everybody lived under a horrible oppressive rule. There was a revolution to bring back peace, prosperity, and to cast down these evil nobility. Only now these evil nobility were so vile that they don't want to quit, and they're coming back from the dead to quell the revolution and stomp it all down and rule again. So one person going down, trying to take it all down. Thumbs up for that. So I'm going to go for Walkies. Hopefully you're going to be able to get done the stuff that you want to get done. That would be very cool. And for each one of my Patreon patrons, thumbs up and thank you so much. It is appreciated. Without your help, I would be hurting. I'd be surviving, I think, but badly hurting. With your help, I'm just a hurting monkey like most of America is. So thank you for your help. It is appreciated. When you look in the mirror, because I still can't put names up here yet, when you look in the mirror, you are looking at someone who is beautiful and awesome, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Something like that. Anyway, you are all of those things. Thumbs up. For everyone that leaves me a comment, thumbs up and thank you. Aside from the ones that are abusive or generally just really like to the point that's like, oh, that's not good. Those ones, they go bye-bye. But for everyone else that is not abusive and vile, thumbs up and thank you. I do appreciate each and every comment. You can disagree with me violently, and if you're not abusive or vile, that comment's going to stay up whether or not I react to it. So thumbs up. Anyway though, hopefully your day is going to be a good one. I got my New Vegas video as stated to edit, but first I'm going to go out for Walkies. I'm going to take my tablet here, make sure it's fully charged, and I'm going to hopefully do some recording. We shall see. So thumbs up on that. So, with my noisy chair. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. Candle pen, gotta love it. And that is indeed a very good thing. Thank goodness for templates again while editing. Not that hard just to throw these things in quickly just because ow. I hope surgery helps. I hope surgery is soon. I hope they schedule me for surgery.